What if your AI didn't just fetch information, but actually understood how everything in the real world connects? That is the promise of knowledge graphs. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a technology that giants like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon rely on every single day, and one that's quickly becoming the literal connective tissue of modern AI.
Look, generative AI and large language models, like GPT, have totally changed the game. We all know that. But they have a massive vulnerability. They lack domain-specific grounding. Because they're fundamentally designed to predict the next word in a sequence rather than truly understanding context, they suffer from hallucinations, they rely on stale information, and they really struggle with complex relational logic. So yes, they are incredibly powerful, but on their own, they're essentially blind to the intricate web of connections that define real-world knowledge.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for demystifying this incredible technology today. We'll start by looking at why traditional data structures fail, define exactly what a knowledge graph is, break down its 4 core pillars, compare it to other databases, look at some real-world enterprise impacts, and finally, reveal the new AI paradigm.
Starting right off with Section 1, the problem with data. To really grasp why knowledge graphs are having such a massive renaissance right now, we first have to understand the critical failure of current enterprise systems.
Historically, we've stuffed our data into siloed relational databases. Just think of a hospital, right? It has a patient table, a drug table, maybe a condition table, but no single system inherently connects the fact that patient X has condition Y, which is treated by drug Z, which happens to interact negatively with drug W. Relational databases capture isolated rows and columns, but the real world is messy, it's interconnected, and it is highly contextual. Traditional databases are literally like an alphabetical list of street names. Sure, they contain all the data, but they don't help you navigate. A knowledge graph, on the other hand, is the actual city map, showing you exactly how every street, building, and intersection flows together.
So the crucial point is, how do we actually map out that complex web? That brings us to Section 2. Enter the knowledge graph. A knowledge graph literally bakes a structured representation of human knowledge directly into machines, and it builds this foundation using 3 simple steps. Step 1 is nodes. These represent your real-world entities, so people, places, diseases, proteins, you name it. Step 2 is relationships. These define the meaningful connections between those nodes. For example, a disease causes a specific symptom. And Step 3 is properties. These provide the vital context, things like birth dates, geographic coordinates, or the timeline of a disease. In a knowledge graph, these connections aren't just an afterthought. They are treated as first-class citizens. The graph is the schema and the data at the exact same time. Now, this entire structure is often built upon a really elegant concept called a triple. A triple is a core data statement consisting of a subject, a predicate, and an object. So, for example, the person Ernest Lawrenson is the subject. Works on is the predicate or the relationship, and the cyclotron project is the object. By layering thousands or even millions of these triples together, you create this incredibly dense semantic layer that turns a generic graph into a true knowledge graph. When you actually go to build one of these, you'll generally encounter 2 main modeling approaches. First up is RDF, or the Resource Description Framework. It's a W3C standard built entirely on those triples we just talked about, and it is fantastic for standardizing data exchange and building really complex domain ontologies. The second approach is the Labeled Property Graph, or LPG. LPGs really emphasize structure. They allow you to attach key value properties directly onto the relationships, or edges, themselves. This makes them incredibly fast and super powerful for pathfinding and traversing deep, complex connections.
And this brilliantly illustrates why native platforms like Neo4j are so popular for storing these complex models. Neo4j is a native labeled property graph database. It uses something under the hood called index-free adjacency. Basically, that means every node physically points to its connected neighbors, making relationship traversal lightning fast, totally regardless of the overall data size. Complete with full ACID transactional support and a really visual query language called Cypher, it is an absolute industrial-grade engine for interconnected data. Moving on to Section 3, the 4 core pillars. Now that we know what a knowledge graph is fundamentally made of, let's explore the pillars that make this a complete paradigm shift for data. Now, what's really interesting about this is how perfectly it maps abstract pillars to a concrete structure. When applied to a healthcare model, you can easily see how entities like type 2 diabetes and insulin are structurally bound together by their semantics, integration, and evolution within the graph. Let's break those 4 pillars down really quickly. First is evolution. A knowledge graph is schemaless and totally flexible, which means it can continuously ingest new information, new nodes, and new relationships without you having to completely rebuild the database from scratch. Huge time saver. Second is semantics. It makes the actual meaning of your data explicit using typed entities and named relationships. Third is integration. It acts as one single source of truth, effortlessly bridging structured databases with all your unstructured data, like emails and PDFs. And fourth is learning. The graph enables both humans and machines to query, visualize, and perform really deep reasoning over the data.
Section 4. Tables versus vectors versus graphs. It's absolutely crucial to understand how this fits into how we've historically stored data. So, knowledge graphs don't necessarily replace your traditional relational databases, and they definitely don't replace modern vector databases used for AI similarity searches. Comparing them side by side, relational databases give you that rigid, exact data storage. Vector databases give you unstructured semantic similarity. But the knowledge graph sits alongside or right above them as a vital semantic layer. It provides the interconnected meaning, the entities, and the continuous evolution that the other two systems simply cannot offer on their own.
Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds into massive real-world problem-solving, real-world enterprise impact.
The massive costs of data blindness are being solved across industries as we speak. To put it in perspective, according to McKinsey, addressing data fragmentation can cut annual data spending by 5 to 15%. That's huge. In customer support, KG's ground AI chatbots and structured product policies so they don't hallucinate refunds. In fraud detection, they trace complex money flows across entity networks that traditional tables would completely miss. In scientific research, they map vast influence networks from millions of scanned documents. But perhaps the most profound impact is happening in drug discovery and repurposing. Take HeTianet, for example. Bringing a brand new drug to market can easily take 15 years and cost billions of dollars. HeTianet is a massive biomedical knowledge graph that connects 29 public resources together. By mapping specific relationships, like a compound binding to a gene or a disease localizing to an anatomy, researchers can use network algorithms to predict new therapeutic uses for already existing, approved drugs. It literally cuts down multi-year medical studies by unlocking the latent knowledge that was just hiding across fragmented public data. It's a real game changer.
And here's the kicker. Creating these graphs has never been easier, thanks to the very AIs they support. Unstructured text, things like clinical reports, emails, or scientific papers, is processed by an LLM, which then extracts the entities and relationships, mapping them directly into the knowledge graph's structured schema. It creates this beautiful virtuous cycle. The LLM builds the graph, and the graph in turn makes the LLM smarter, more factual, and deeply grounded.
Which brings us to our final section, the new AI paradigm. We are officially moving away from isolated databases built for single, rigid purposes. The literature captures this perfectly, calling it the paradigm shift where intelligent behavior is encoded in a unique source of truth. Knowledge graphs are no longer just some niche academic topic. They are the literal connective tissue required for modern enterprise intelligence. And this leads us to the ultimate motif of modern AI architecture, the killer combination of large language models and knowledge graphs. You simply cannot fully unlock AI without the factual, transparent, and explainable reasoning of a knowledge graph grounding your language model. The LLM provides the natural language interface and extraction capabilities, while the knowledge graph provides the undisputed, hallucination-free facts. It's the perfect match. So, I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. In the era of this killer combination, how will you connect your siloed data to unlock true AI reasoning? Because let's face it, the data is already there, it's just waiting to be connected. In our next explainer, we're going to dive into exactly how you can build your very own GraphRAG pipeline to do just that. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep exploring.